Coming up on the news, the return of the mummy. JahPrayzah's no praise. Wave of protests sweeping Africa. And makeup shapeshifter on the rise. Do you remember in The Mummy when Brendan Fraser's character opened up a mummy and a spirit of some sort came out? Well, archaeologists in Egypt have discovered 59 mummies that are over 2,500 years old in a necropolis in the ancient city of Memphis, and they proceeded to opening them. I mean, don't they get it that life imitates art? Haven't the Simpsons taught them anything at this point? Now, initial studies on the mummies indicate that these people were of high social standing, priests, statesmen, and other prominent figures of the 26th dynasty. Now, tweeps were not too amused by the opening of these mummies because they're like, listen, it's 2020. What are you trying to do? The year is already messed up. Please don't be opening up things and bringing out diseases and spirits that we probably will not be able to deal with right now. I mean, look at them sitting there like it's normal to be in a room with mummies and opening up the coffins and taking out their phones so that they'll be the first ones to trend and show all this exciting news, like they put it. I don't know about you, but the minute that they opened it up, I just got a fright. I was like, whoo, Lord knows what's gonna come out of that. Anyway, the mummy's final resting place will be a new museum that the Egyptian government is building, and it is the Grand Egyptian Museum along Giza, and they're hoping that it will boost tourism since the tourism rates kind of went down since the Arab Spring rising as well as the Rona. So things haven't been looking so good in tourism for Egypt, and they're hoping that with these new mummies, as well as other mummies that they found before, will boost up their tourism industry. But my taking is, if you've already got mummies that you've discovered before, why do you need to continuously open them up? If you've discovered them, great, but what's the point of opening them up? I mean, how much do we need to learn about 2,500 years ago that will change anything that we're doing now in 2020? Well, let's just hope that nothing sinister will come from these new discoveries. And I mean, honestly, what happened to letting the dead rest? Zimbabwean superstar JahPrayzah, who is beloved by many Zimbos within and outside the country, has been facing some loads of a backlash on social media lately, and it's all down to #Zimbabwean Lives Matter. Now, the campaign, which many perceive to be political, when in essence it's all about the welfare and quality of life Zimbos have, has been trending on social media for the last couple of months, with many African and international public figures expressing their concerns and standing with Zimbos. Now, one name that was glaringly missing was that of the military touch leader. Now, many Zimbos tagged him and called him out for his silence, which he maintained, and ultimately he left many of his fans very disappointed at the fact that he didn't use his voice to raise awareness of the social injustices the majority of his fans go through on a daily basis. So when he got onto social media to appeal to his fans to vote for him at the African Entertainment Awards USA Entertainer of the Year category, he got a lot of backlash, with tweets saying that since he didn't take a stand on Zimbabwean Lives Matter, they will not vote for him, and instead they will vote for Burna Boy, who was very vocal about the Zimbabwean Lives Matter. Now, of course, a few people came to his defense, stating that he had every reason to refuse to be a political activist and just focus on his music, and that Zimbabweans need to separate politics and music. However, when it comes down to people's lives, it's only normal for fans to expect that the heroes and people with amplified voices on social media take a stand and show the unity when it comes down to social activism. With all platforms becoming virtual, it will be very interesting to see if this will affect his chances of winning or if Team JP is strong. Now, in contrast to JahPrayzah, artists in Nigeria are taking a stand against a police unit known as the Special Anti-Robbery Squad that has been known for police brutality and extortion, with the hashtag #EndSARS trending on social media. Now, a lot of artists have been vocal, such as Yemi Alade, Naira Marley, Tiwa Savage, Runtown, and Falz, all going out and marching and protesting with the public. Wizkid was also very vocal about it and even called President Buhari an old man who should focus on his country's problems as opposed to just wishing President Trump a speedy recovery. Now, the protests come in as many young Nigerians have been tortured and killed by SARS. And if they're not being killed, they're being extorted for basically having stuff like laptops and cell phones and just looking like a decent, average human being. You know, these are the levels that any African student, any African youth should be able to have a laptop, should be able to have a phone in a virtual world that we're living in. You know, so it's quite unfortunate to see that a lot of these police units are taking advantage of young people trying to make a living and young people trying to just make it and stealing from them. It's totally out of order. Now, staying in Nigeria, Davido's record label DMW, sounds a little bit like BMW, but anyway, they have decided to drop one of the rising stars, Lil Frosh, who was involved in some domestic violence. Now, the rapper was in a relationship, a 10-month relationship with his girlfriend Gift Camille, who is a model influencer, and was very jealous of her rising star to the point that she lost out on a lot of work opportunities and friendships, and that he would beat her up to a pulp until she had some internal bleeding. And he actually found pleasure in all of this. He recorded her naked body as he was beating her up. Now, the record label was very swift in dropping the artist, and they distanced themselves from him because they're not about anything with domestic violence. And right now we're waiting for him to be charged for his heinous crime. Still on that same tip of gender-based violence, Namibian women are fed up of the government not putting any real laws to protect women against the number of gender-based violence cases that have been consistently growing since 2005. Now, the women took it upon themselves and they marched and protested peacefully, and they used the hashtag #ShutItAllDown and hashtag #ShutItAllDownNamibia, which were all trending over the weekend on social media, with many Africans and international stars also coming together and standing with Namibians. You know, I just hope that the archaic and out-of-touch African leaders that we have realize that social media is an extremely important tool that the youth are using to bring about changes to the continent, and that we will not stop until we get the changes that we need. And hopefully at this point, they will take it to the African level, to SADC level, ECOWAS level, and actually do something about hashtag #EndSARS, hashtag #ShutItAllDown, and hashtag Zimbabwean Lives Matter, because the youth are tired. On a lighter note, Slim Girl Supreme is doing the things when it comes to makeup. And I'm not talking about everyday face beats, I'm talking about makeup that will transform you into a brand new person. Makeup so good that at this point she should be making waves at Nollywood, at Oogie Wood, and all other woods that we have in Africa and beyond. She calls herself the makeup shapeshifter, and she certainly can transform her beautiful face into any character. Jim Carrey's The Mask, done. Resident Evil, who done? Betty Boop, done. In fact, look at all her work and look at what the sister can do. Yes, honey, you are doing the things that the pots can do. We are standing for everything that you are doing. And with that, I am done. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. If you did enjoy the episode, please hit the like button at the bottom. And if you want to see more episodes like this, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and make sure to put on that notification bell because you don't want to miss out on any of this goodness. I'll be back again next week with more exciting episodes for you. In the meantime, do take care. Mwah. Ciao.